We are back at it again here with another video with the Invest for Tomorrow. To the first time viewers and investors, welcome to the channel. To all subscribers, welcome back. Here we are with the SPY, the S&P 500 index, continuing to break through key resistance levels and continuing that staircase effect to the upside here with full strength. And in today's volatility, our SPY buy at 10:10 a.m. sent out a bull indicator, and from that moment forward, inflows crossed the midpoint to the upside. Full strength there on 42 vision, and call options went up 100% plus within an hour, guys. And as you see, they're popping up within the screen, within the options chain. Some options even went higher than that. If you guys want to receive this clarity and edge of the charts, you can now gain access to it as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicators, getting connected over to our bots, and becoming part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together by receiving this clarity and edge over the charts and using these resources to maximize in either direction, whether stocks are going up or going down. So here we are with the SPY, continuing to retest key resistance levels. We're going to talk about what's going on here with the inflow versus outflow. But before we do, I want to share with you guys the home run opportunity that was mentioned this morning over at the Discord. So the home run of the day was spectacular and beyond expectations. And if you guys want to know about these stocks early on and receive this clarity and edge of the charts, you can now gain access to it as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicators, getting connected over to our bots and becoming part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together. So the home run idea was from our Netflix bot. Our Netflix bot sent out a bull indicator at 8:50 a.m. And from that moment forward, inflows crossed the midpoint to the upside. Full strength there on 42 vision, and call options went up 10,000% plus within an hour, guys. And as you see, they're popping up within the screen in the options chain. Some options even went higher than that. This does not happen every day. This was beyond expectations, and you can see it there popping up in the screen. Our AMD bot presented opportunities as well. And if you guys want to get connected, you can become part of this as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicators, getting connected over to our bots. We look forward to having you join us, and we strive for opportunities like these every single day. Let's jump into these charts. So here we are with the SPY, the S&P 500 index, doing a full transition from the dip area of white with red borders to the rip area of bright green bars here on 42 vision, and continuing the volatility today, hitting multiple rip areas here of bright green bars. Now, if this is your first time coming across the channel, this is 42 vision, which allows us to see the dips from the rips to the dips, and where the strength and weakness lies within the charts. And we also use our bull and bear indicators and inflow versus outflow as an extra layer of confirmation, which I'm going to pull up here and you can now gain access to as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicator, getting connected over to our bots and becoming part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together by receiving this clarity and edge over the charts and using these resources to maximize in either direction, whether stocks are going up or going down. And in today's video, I'm going to pull up the inflow versus outflow indicator, which adds that extra layer of confirmation and gives us that edge within the volatility. So here we are with the SPY, the S&P 500 index, back under a bull indicator after a slight bear indicator that popped up for the first time since yesterday, but the outflows never crossed over. Inflows have been dominating throughout this volatility, and a bull indicator popped up here at around the 415.50 area, found support here in the second half of the day and bounced right off of it to retest the highs up here of 418, which was the next resistance we were watching, and it broke right through it, guys. And we need to talk about what's going on with these inflow versus outflows, as they're going to be crucial going into tomorrow and the key levels I would watch. And the first thing is, when you zoom out and look at this from the 1 hour, we could see here that the inflows have been dominating as well. They stayed above all day, and they broke through the highs here of 3.47, and inflows are at 4.86. moving further away from the midpoint to the upside and continuing this staircase effect here after that bull indicator from yesterday at around the 411.70 area and the inflow crossover, and the strength has continued, right? And the strength has broken through the key resistance up here of 418 and hitting highs up here of about 419.50. So we need to talk about what's going on here at these upper levels, but on the 1 hour, there's still a bull indicator and the inflows are dominating and pulling away from the midpoint and green, hitting highs up here of 4.86. I'll be watching that very carefully going into tomorrow. And it's the first time we hit these highs since way back here when things ran from 407 up to 413 in the same day, hitting inflows highs up here of 5.2, 5.1. So based off the inflow versus outflow history, not guaranteed to hit those highs as well and guaranteed to hit them again. But there is room here for inflows to continue if this strength were to continue to the upside. So something to not ignore there on the 1 hour chart. Now, when we zoom into the 15-minute, we could see a little bit more of the volatility. And within this volatility, there was an outflow crossover in the pre-market, got canceled with those inflows, and bull indicator here at 415.23, ran up to 418, a pivotal area of resistance, came back down, found support above that bull indicator, even though outflows crossed over, and a bear indicator popped up at 416.25 and quickly came right back up, and we're back under a bull indicator here at 416.80 area, and inflows are back up at highs up here of 3.24, right around the highs of the day. It's going to be crucial and critical if these inflows are going to have any further strength on the charts for these inflows to continue higher, pulling away from the midpoint and hitting newer highs. Something to not ignore here, and a full transition from the dip area to the rip area earlier in the day and today again in the second half of the day have been hit. So that's something I would watch, because any weakness here of outflows beginning again in the 15-minute chart and pulling down towards the midpoint could quickly start to reflect into the charts, and you could see it there how quickly things reflected. And even though the outflow crossover slowed down, things went from 418 back to 415 in a matter of hours. So something to not ignore there is these inflows need to stay strong on the 15-minute chart. Now I'm going to share with you guys the key levels I would watch to the upside and to the downside. So the first thing is support, guys. The area of 415 is going to be crucial, not that far off where the bull indicator popped up and where things found support in the second half of the day before going back up. And these inflow versus outflows, I'm going to be watching them very closely, as I stated earlier in the video, because any pullback to the downside can quickly start to reflect into these charts, affecting the upward momentum. Something to not ignore there, and we saw how quickly it happened on the 15-minute in a matter of hours, dropping down $3, right, from 418 area to the 415.40 area. So something to not ignore there is if these outflows begin on the 30-minute and 15-minute to the downside, it could quickly start to reflect into these charts. And the first support is 415. If that gets broken through and these outflows cross the midpoint to the downside on multiple time frames and bear indicators pop up, canceling out this bull indicator, well, the next support below that is the 412 area and then the 410 area. Those are the key levels I'm watching to the downside. To the upside, the first resistance here is going to be 420, guys. 420 is a crucial level. We're just cents away from it. And if these inflows continue above the midpoint here and strong on the 1 hour as well, as you see it up here, and it has room to go higher based off the history of the chart, as we saw earlier, and these bull indicators continue strong and the staircase effect continues in play, and the 15-minute does not cross to the downside, even if it slightly pulls back, it levels off and bounces right back up, pulling away from the midpoint and reflecting that strength into the 30-minute and 1 hour. 420 is the first resistance. Then above that comes 423, and then I'm watching 425 area. So these are the key levels I'm watching to the upside and to the downside. And these inflow versus outflows are going to be crucial. If the inflow stays strong, it could continue to justify this strength. But if there's any pullback towards the midpoint, it will be something to not ignore, because it could quickly start to reflect into the charts, possibly cancel out the bull indicator here on the 30-minute and 15-minute, and start with bear indicators popping up and possibly even rolling over that weakness into the 1-hour chart. So something to not ignore there. I'm going to watch these inflow versus outflows very carefully in the bull and bear indicators. And as always, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.